the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Monday, August 24th, 2015. I'm Ann Gownley. A young boy was struck by a car this afternoon in Hazleton. The accident occurred on Lincoln Street between 13th and 14th Streets in Hazleton around 3 o'clock this afternoon. The child was taken by helicopter to Lehigh Valley Cedar Crest Children's Trauma Center. Hazleton Police, along with the Hazleton Fire Department and APTS ambulance, responded to the scene this afternoon. The extent of the child's injuries are unknown at this time. Police are still investigating. The Department of Environmental Protection, along with members of the Environmental Protection Agency, were back at the home on Ridge Avenue in the Green Ridge section of Hazel Township this afternoon. According to West Hazleton Mayor Frank Schmidt, officials were checking all of the chemicals found inside a shed in the backyard and taking inventory. He also said they will eventually be hiring a team to get rid of the chemicals in a safe manner. Officials on scene were unable to comment on the situation. However, WYLN will continue following this story, and when more information becomes available, we will bring that to you. Gunshots in Hazleton again. There were 2 instances of them last night. The first one happened about 6:15 p.m. near the intersection of Vine and Spruce Streets downtown. Witnesses said they saw a white sedan and a cargo van firing shots at each other. It doesn't appear anyone was hit or injured. The second incident happened about an hour and 45 minutes later, around 8 o'clock. It was at 5th and Sherman Court, the alley between Vine and Church Streets on the northwest side. Witnesses saw a man get out of the black SUV, fire a gun several times, then jump back into the vehicle and take off. No reported injuries in that one either. No license plate numbers in each case. The director of the Hazleton Integration Project had a run-in with city police this weekend. Saturday evening, police got a noise complaint on Tamarack Street. When they arrived, 43-year-old Eugenio Sosa was the host of the party. When requested to turn the music down, Sosa refused. He also refused to provide any form of ID and tried to physically stop police from entering the home. Sosa was charged with 2 counts of disorderly conduct. Finally, there's a review of traffic signals in downtown Hazleton. Several council members have complained to PennDOT that lights are unreasonably long and at least one intersection, Broad and Laurel, which is unreasonably short for green. And several have complained about no turn-on red signs being at every single intersection downtown. Prior to the Broad Street Corridor project, there's been no turn-on red signs at only 4 intersections. Council President Jack Mundy asked City Engineer Dominic Yanuzzi to check with PennDOT about creating more right-on red intersections along Broad Street. Traffic signals were updated as part of the $27 million plus Broad Street Corridor project. State transportation officials could have a response for the city within the next few days. Some political news for you tonight about the Hazleton mayoral race. WYLN's Tiffany Cloud has obtained information that a Luzerne County judge has ruled in favor of Hazleton mayoral candidate Scott Cahalan. In speaking directly with the candidate this afternoon via telephone, the reason for the challenge that was made 2 weeks ago did not appear tied to petition signatures. Rather, it appears it was connected to filing the petition under independent versus not affiliated status. The candidate stated he filed his petition following discussions with the Luzerne County Board of Elections with regards to how to reflect his affiliation. With the court's ruling in his favor, Scott Cahalan will now be on that ballot for mayor this November. The city of Nanticoke is officially out of Act 47. The Department of Community and Economic Development Secretary Dennis Davin made the announcement today. He said in a press release, quote, "Today is an exciting day as we recognize the positive steps taken by Nanticoke's leadership and citizens to get its fiscal house in order and exit Act 47. Local leaders and citizens should be commended for making the tough decisions to put the city of Nanticoke back on the path to becoming a strong, stable community. Governor Wolf's policies will ensure that we continue to build strong, stable communities all across the Commonwealth," unquote. Davin made his decision after a thorough review of the audits and financial data from the city. Nanticoke was designated as distressed under Act 47 in May of 2006, and they immediately began working with an Act 47 plan coordinator along with many others to correct the issue. When the state house returns to voting session on Tuesday, the Republicans plan to try to override the governor's budget veto. But it doesn't look to be a full override, just over the line items which funded nonprofit groups statewide. House Republican Caucus spokesman Steve Miskin said members are planning on only overriding the veto of the budget bill and not associated fiscal code, education code, or other potential revenue bills. Essentially, they will be treating the governor's veto as a line item veto and will use Article 4, Section 16 of the state constitution to override specific line items. Democrats call a planned GOP attempt to override certain agreed-to lines of the budget unconstitutional and irresponsible. After a swearing-in ceremony on Tuesday for those who won special races for open seats, there will be 119 Republicans and 84 Democrats in the House. 136 votes are needed to override a veto in the Senate. Republicans would need less than a handful of Democrat senators to reach the 2/3 number. Well, today marks 19 days until Fun Fest in downtown Hazleton. Fun Fest, the area's largest street fair, is set to kick off September 12th and 13th on Broad Street. The annual Fun Fest parade will take place on September 13th, and once again, WYLN is proud to be the official television station of the Fun Fest parade. Once again, it's just 19 days away, so make sure to mark those calendars. Time now for a first look at our forecast. Another beautiful weekend in northeastern Pennsylvania, but will the sunshine continue throughout our work week? Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbachik's in the Weather Center with the details. Joe, what kind of temperatures can we expect over the next several days?
Well, overall, looking pretty nice temperature-wise over the next several days. There was a couple of showers and storms forming across our area. You can see them making their way toward the east. Behind it, though, really not a whole lot going on. Live 35 Skycast Doppler right between McAdoo and Hometown. A pretty good storm there, packing a pretty good punch even up through Weatherly. Some locally heavy downpours. A little bit of some thunder and lightning associated with those storms. And you can see just quite a bit of heat across much of the nation. But for our area, generally 70s and 80s for high temperatures over the past 24 hours. And right now, 76 in New Angola, 81 in Berwick, 83 in Bloomsburg, and 76 in Mahanoy City. Well, we talk about the 7-day forecast, and in it, we got some warm temperatures. I'll explain coming up a little bit later on. And
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, a look at aircraft straight from World War II right here in the greater Hazleton area. Plus in sports, Eric has a look back at the IndyCar race over the weekend. That and much more is headed your way only on WYLN. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News, Greater Hazleton's only local news broadcast with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Kristen Bazinski, Weather with Joe Garbachik, and Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and Gabriella Justin.
Did you know that suicide rates are on the rise in Luzerne and Wyoming counties? Did you know that over 100 Americans commit suicide every day? And did you know that you can help prevent suicide? I'm Jeffrey Waugh, and I'm here to tell you there is help. If you or someone you know is depressed, dial 800-273-TALK or the emergency helpline at 211. For more information and suicide prevention tips, visit any of these websites. Together, we can save lives.
Hazel Drugs does more than fill prescriptions. They know your needs and have been serving the Hazleton area since 1868. That's over 147 years. They accept all prescription insurances, offer convenient parking, drive-through service, and free prescription delivery. They carry the highest quality vitamins and supplements with a certified clinical nutritionist on staff to answer your questions. They can customize your prescriptions, specializing in natural hormones, children's compounding, and animal medications. Hazel Drugs, America's oldest compounding pharmacy and Hazleton's oldest business. Let their family take care of your family.
Greater Hazleton's end of summer celebration. The annual homecoming is almost here. Mohican Sun at Pocono Downs presents Fun Fest in Center City, Hazleton, September 12th and 13th, with great ethnic and festival food and free entertainment. Always a crowd favorite is the fantastic Fun Fest Parade. New this year is a corporate float competition. Admission is free, parking is free. For more details, call the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce or go to funfestpa.org. Fun Fest is made possible by these sponsors.
This morning, 2 aircrafts that flew during World War II made a stop in Hazleton as part of the Wings of Freedom tour. WYLN's Gary Perna has more on this special tour in Hazleton.
This morning, history came to life as World War II airplanes came to Hazleton. The B-17 Flying Fortress and the TP-51C Mustang landed at the Hazleton Regional Airport around noon for hundreds to take a look at and step back in time. Jim Harley is the pilot of the bombing B-17 Flying Fortress.
We have with us the B-17 Flying Fortress and the P-51 Mustang, and we're an educational foundation, and it is our goal to keep the history alive of World War II. And we're considered a living history group because everything we have flies, and everything we have we give rides in or flight training in the case of the Mustang. And our goal is just to make sure people don't forget World War II and the sacrifices that those guys, men and women, gave during that war.
Harley said it is important for everyone to learn about World War II and the greatest generation.
World War II is the greatest conflict in human history, and unfortunately, even 70 years on, it's being forgotten. And we have what we have now because of what was sacrificed during that war. It's imperative that younger generations know why we have what we have and appreciate it, because freedom is not free. And it's just vital that this message and this history be carried on.
So what is it like to fly one of these aircrafts?
Yeah, it's a different skill set. It's a different mindset than airplanes today. I mean, today is push-button, autopilot, glass panels. These are steam gauges, we call them, hands-on, rudder, stick and rudder skills. They're built for 19, 20-year-old kids, so they're not really that difficult to fly. But by today's standards, a lot of guys can't do it because it's so hands-on. But it's a different skill set. It's to fly the airplanes is an honor. I mean, they're the last of their kind. But just being able to experience that is pretty special.
John Dillman and Bob Penkela both got to experience flying in the airplane today, and both say it was unforgettable.
Wonderful, like it is every time. This is my 22nd mission.
Why do you keep doing it? What keeps you drawn to this?
Well, first of all, I like airplanes, but my father was a crew chief on B-17s during World War II, so that's the connection. And I've had an interest in B-17s in general since I was a youngster.
Well, I was very fortunate from the Collins Foundation, and our neighbor Alan Dick was instrumental in bringing them in. So I had the opportunity to do that. And the experience of flying in was just something that you can't describe, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Getting to fly in those planes and really seeing how they were vulnerable during the war, and the effort that our men put in was just an amazing experience. Our pilots did a great job bringing us in. We really felt comfortable, and it was a great day.
I asked Penkela what was going through his head while he was in the air.
Well, it was something safe for us because we weren't being fired upon. And I could just imagine what they were going through, especially the bombers, where they were so vulnerable to enemy aircraft. And planes like the P-51 just really were their escorts. They were their lifeline. And what a job they did. The bravery of those guys, you can't even imagine.
Wayne Arner and two of his friends came up from Lehighton to see the aircrafts.
Well, almost every year the Collins Foundation stops in here. They make their tour around the country, and every time they stop here, I come up, sometimes all 3 days that they're here. Now I came up with friends of mine today, and we'll be up on Wednesday again. I don't know about tomorrow yet, but I really enjoy seeing this stuff.
Arner said he has traveled all over to see World War II items and learn all about them.
Well, the men that flew them were very brave men that went up in tight airplanes, no heat, had to wear electric suits to keep warm. If they took a glove off or something and touched something, their hand would freeze fast to it. It was very brutal. It was a very tough time for all young Americans during the war.
Well, the planes that are part of the Wings of Freedom tour will be here in Hazleton until Wednesday, and we recommend everyone to come out and learn a little bit of history here at the Hazleton Regional Airport. There is something for every member of the family. At the Hazleton Regional Airport, for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
Thank you, Gary. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is back with a full look at our forecast. Stay tuned. More news is headed your way, including a look at this year's Blue Mountain Eagles before the 2015 football season begins.
For all your projects, large and small, Bedrock Gardens has it all. They are fully stocked and ready to fill your order. Rubber mulch and rubber curbing to match. Lots of color choices to pick from. Wall stone, natural stone, full pallets ready to go. Their bins are full with rich colored quality mulch that will look wonderful all season long. Finish off your fabulous outdoor space with their quality patio furniture and easy to assemble fire pits. Everything you need for your summer projects. Delivery available, or just stop by and they will load you up. Bedrock Gardens, locally owned and operated. Call today.
The Brass Buckle in Cunningham features a wide variety of Tex-Mex and modern Mexican food. Dine inside or outside on their beautiful patio. They also offer a private banquet room with seating up to 110 people. The Brass Buckle, 334 Main Street in Cunningham. Call 570-788-4145.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
At Whitetail Preserve, they pride themselves with giving their guests 5-star service. They are now open for lunch 6 days a week and offer limited delivery service for lunch to businesses in Cunningham, Valmont, and Humboldt Industrial Park. Call them at 570-384-2314.
Well, we got quite a number of clouds out here. We just had a little passing shower not too long ago. There's been a couple of showers and storms across our area. Not a whole heck of a lot going on. And in the 7-day forecast, it is looking pretty nice across our area. Here's a look at the map for the day. Again, there's a little bit of some unsettled weather coming through, but again, nothing big. Some areas not experiencing anything, but there's been a couple of showers and thunderstorms out there today. But other than that, it was a pretty nice looking Monday across northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Live 35 Skycast Doppler. There you can see what's left over of the rain. Some showers and storms, especially down in Schuylkill County, down by the Shenandoah area, just to the south of the Hazleton area. Again, that's all making its way out of our viewing area, and behind it we start to clear things out quite nicely as we head through tonight and going into tomorrow. We're in the mid to upper 70s outside. Got a couple of sprinkles, a couple of raindrops, but it really didn't amount to anything in the rain bucket, at least right here at our station in Hazleton. 78 now, Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, 85 in Williamsport, 84 in Selinsgrove, 79 in State College. Near 80 degrees in the Wyoming Valley area. Winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Again, these were those pop-up showers and storms that formed. You can see over the past 6 hours there was nothing, and then there was something. But every location did not see that something. Some areas, though, did see some locally heavy downpours. Skycast precipitation and clouds. Any instability moves out of our area, and as we go into tomorrow, things shaping up to be pretty nice. In fact, the next several days, I think things shaping up to be very nice across our area. So we drop down into the 60s, some upper 50s for tonight. Tomorrow, generally up into the 70s, some areas near 80 degrees. Cooler for tomorrow night, Wednesday morning. Notice temperatures generally in the 50s. And then as we go into the weekend and as we start going into next week, a little bit of a long-term outlook, looking like some warmer air is going to start to build into our area. The jet stream takes a little bit of a ride up toward the north. That allows us to see some warmer air expand into our area. Shouldn't surprise you, because each year it seems like every time the kids go back to school, that's when we start to see some warmer air once again infiltrate our area. Here's a look at the extended forecast and what we can expect over the next couple of days. Generally in the 70s. Comfortable, not bad, over the next couple of days. And then we start to see some warmer air come into play as we start going into this upcoming weekend. Our daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers: the pick 295, the pick 3729, the pick 4 2590. The pick 5 number 61087. Treasure hunt numbers 13, 16, 25, 27, and 28. We'll continue to have more for you coming up after these commercial messages.
Breast Care. Walk in and you walk into the region's most trusted health network.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer, dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
It's high school football time. Watch WILN for all the local high school football action as we bring you the event, not just the highlights, like only WILN can. Watch the game of the week right here on WILN. We're your local network. For the best in local sports, watch WILN TV 35. The event, not just the highlights.
A freshman dorm at Kutztown University was evacuated after 19 people became sick from fumes that rose from the building's basement Sunday afternoon. Officials say 12 students, 3 custodians, 2 firefighters, and 2 police officers were treated on scene. All had complained of throat irritation, dryness, and coughing. University Relations Director Matthew Santos said custodians first reported symptoms around 2:45 p.m. The Berks County Department of Emergency Services Hazardous Materials team investigated the incident after the building was closed. Following testing, the dorm was deemed safe to re-enter at 6 p.m. University of Scranton faculty picked freshman move-in day to demonstrate for what they called a fair contract. About 50 faculty members spent Saturday marching towards a dorm where incoming freshmen and their parents were moving in. They held signs but didn't speak to students or parents unless approached. The contract between the university and the faculty union expires at the end of the month. Faculty grievances included in the school spending money on outside lawyers and consultants, rising administration salaries, and too high a priority placed on athletics. Well, coming up next, Eric DeBaradinas is in with sports here on WILN. Stay tuned.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WILN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs Live, America's favorite pastime on your local network, WILN TV 35. See the Major League stars of tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WILN TV 35. Visit WILNTV.com for a complete Iron Pig schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WILN, your home for live sports.
Motorsports are inherently dangerous, and especially with an open-air cockpit. IndyCar hit Pocono Raceway over the weekend, but by the end of the ABC Supply 500 on Sunday, it was racing that had taken a back seat.
What was shaping up to be a storybook finish turned into a nightmare end at Pocono on Sunday. 20-year-old IndyCar rookie and Nazareth native Sage Karam led with 21 laps to go, but lost control of his car on turn 1 in lap 179. Debris from his car littered the track, including the nose cone, which struck fellow driver Justin Wilson in the head, then causing the 37-year-old to crash directly into a wall. Wilson was extricated from the car and then transported on a helicopter. Following the race, IndyCar released a statement reading, quote, IndyCar driver Justin Wilson suffered a severe head injury during today's event at Pocono Raceway. Wilson is currently in a coma and in critical condition while undergoing further evaluation at Lehigh Valley Health Network in Allentown, Pennsylvania. IndyCar sends its thoughts and prayers to Justin, his family, and Andretti Autosport during this difficult time.
Additional updates to Wilson's condition will be released when available. The race itself was action-packed. There were 12 different lap leaders, half of the 24-car field, and over half of the field didn't finish due to collisions or mechanical issues. In the end, Ryan Hunter-Reay captured the checkered flag under a yellow flag. However, it was a subdued celebration with uncertainty regarding Wilson. Hunter-Reay called his car a dream drive, but post-race, his thoughts were with his friend and teammate.
First and foremost, we're thinking of Justin Wilson. These Indy cars are inherently pretty dangerous, with the open cockpit like that. It's one of the most dangerous forms in motorsports, and we know we go out there every day taking that risk with our head exposed. And I hear that the nose cone hit him. The nose cone from Sage Karam's car hit him in the head, so that's a big piece of body work to hit somebody in the head. So thoughts and prayers are with him. He's one of my good friends. We're close with his family. He has 2 little daughters at home, so I'm really thinking about the family. It hits close to home. He's a teammate, great friend, and can't say enough about the guy. So just really eager for details, and that's really what everyone's thinking about right now.
The latest update from IndyCar coming 3 hours ago stating that Wilson remains hospitalized in a coma in the intensive care unit at Lehigh Valley Health Network in Allentown. We enter week 2 of two-a-days. Blue Mountain won the Eastern Conference Championship last season, but the Eagles lost 20 seniors and 9 offensive starters. So this year we'll have a different look regardless of win-loss records.
Feel pretty good with how the kids have been working and the improvements they've been making. So we feel pretty good with that quarterback we lost and our leading tackler. So we have some big shoes to fill, but we feel that the kids that we have filling in for them should do a fantastic job. We never like to even talk about losing. So our goal is to go out there and do our best every Friday night. If chips fall where they may, if we come across teams that are better than us, then we'll tip our hat to them. But our goal is to go out and win every Friday night.
Blue Mountain kicks off September 4th versus Shenandoah Valley. That's the same day WYLN kicks off our live coverage of high school football. It's just 11 days away now, and all season long, WYLN will deliver live games under the Friday night lights with our Week 1 matchup featuring Hazleton area visiting Coughlin. The Cougars and Crusaders kick at 7 p.m. again on September 4th. Stay tuned. Coming up, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicapped accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
There has not been a whole lot of activity across our area today. There's just been a couple of showers and storms. Most areas not seeing anything. Temperature-wise, not bad. In fact, next couple of days, temperatures will be pretty nice. And then finally, as we go into the weekend and as we go into next week, it looks like those temperatures are going to once again start to increase across our area. And again, something we can look forward to across our region. If you like the very warm temperatures, we're going to have them for you in the long-term forecast. But the short-term forecast, well, it looks like temperatures will be in the 70s, kind of comfortable the next several days. Minimal threats of any type of rain, so it's going to be dry. She looks pretty nice.
All right, sounds good. It looks like those football players have just a few more nice days.
4 more days of two-a-days, and then school starts in its normal practice, and 11 days away. Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, and like you said, WYLN, proud to once again bring live sports. I know
Hazleton at Coughlin, September 4th. Tune in.
Don't miss it, 7 o'clock. Have a good night, everyone.